Welcome into Birds Huddle, powered by PointsBet, along with my guy, Barrett Brooks. I'm Danny Pommells. Players report to camp at the NovaCare Complex in 1 week, Barrett.
1 week away. Can't wait. This is where you go out there and show what you've done over the offseason. Show that you're ready to go out there and rock and roll. Let's go make us some money. I can't wait to see Eagles football right around the corner, baby.
Yes, it is. And that brings us to our three-point stance presented by your Mercedes. Your first stance, Barrett. The Eagles should go after Jessie Bates. Why not? The Bengals safety was franchise tagged and did not reach a long-term deal with Cincy, and the expectation is he will not report to training camp, so perhaps he could be had in a trade. Time for Howie to do how he does.
No question.
Yeah.
Go out there and make this happen. We're talking about a guy in Jessie Bates that really didn't even have he had a great season, mind you, a great season. But he's not even up to his expectation. I'm used to seeing him doing even more than that. Jessie Bates in 18, 19, and 20 averaged 3 interceptions a year.
Right.
And in those same 3 years, had over 100 tackles each year. We're talking about a guy that goes out and he's a complete player. He come downhill, make the tackle, he can cover, he can go out there and get interceptions. Last year, okay, he only had like 88 tackles and 1 interception. But still was able to be in that defense to get him to the Super Bowl. I like this kid. He can come in and play with Tart. He can come in and play with Epps, whatever. Bring him in, have the most competitive camp you can from the safety position. I'm anxious to see what they're going to do. I mean, because since Malcolm's been gone, it's been safety by committee.
Yeah.
At that strong safety position.
Maybe Andre Dillard could be a good trade chip involved in Jessie Bates.
And they're looking for offensive linemen now.
Yeah, definitely to protect Joe Burrow. Now, if they simply roll with Jaquaski Tart, Marcus Epps, and Anthony Harris at the safety position, how are you feeling about how that might play out with those 3 guys?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm actually good with that. I mean, I'm just trying to be, overzealous to say how we go make it happen. I'm used to seeing you make those type of deals. That's what you do. This is right within your wheelhouse, to go out and get a guy that's not happy and put him in a better position, a happier environment here with the Eagles. Now, we know that the organization is cheap, but, go ahead and work your magic. But as for the aforementioned guy, Tart, I can't wait to see what he can do.
Yeah.
A big safety, same size as the linebackers we have on our team. You got Marcus Epps. I love Marcus Epps. He showed some ability last year and put in a position where he's going to be a full-time starter. I think he's going to get even better. Now, Harris, I need to see a little bit more out of him. I mean, it's not like it 2 years ago where he had 6 interceptions. I think he kind of outplayed that, and it's what have you done for me lately? But Harris, we have some quality guys at the safety position. I know a lot of people saying we need to upgrade. When you have a guy like Bates out there, you can upgrade. But if we don't go out and get them, I think they're fine with the guys they have in that locker room. I mean, going forward, if they play that big nickel, I love big nickel. That's 3 safeties defense where you have a safety instead of a linebacker, a guy that can cover and Tart. That's a good combination of guys we can have go out there and stop any offense.
Nick Sirianni likes competitiveness. The competitiveness would ratchet up with Bates in-house. Now, let's get to your second stance. Barrett, you think Jordan Davis is going to be an icon here in Philadelphia. Now, check out the big fella. He, this week, returned to his old high school, jumping around in the hallways. Kids are going nuts. Not much different from draft night, what we saw in Vegas right after the Eagles took him. He was jumping around with Birds fans going shoulder to shoulder. Certainly got the personality to own this city, Barrett, because he's like a big kid out there.
No question, And we're talking about a guy that's 6'6", 340 pounds, ran a 4.7 40 at the combine. I mean, those are the type of numbers you're talking about, a human being going out there and accomplishing. He has the athletic talent, the versatility to be a very great player. But you also have to have that attitude.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, he's going to shine. He has the attitude that he wants not just to be drafted in the first round. He's already here. A lot of guys be like, oh, look, I've made it. And not put in the work that it takes to not just maintain it, but also be great. He understands a lot of defensive linemen that the Eagles have had in those helmets that were great. I mean, you got a guy like Reggie White. You got guys like the late and great Jerome Brown, Reggie White, the late and great. We're talking about guys that were just impact players. Well, he has the potential to do that, and he's learning from a great group of guys. Hargraves. He got, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. That's where he's going to make his money. Go out and see how those guys are doing it. Pattern yourself out of guys that are very successful, very good at what they do, and keep that same attitude that I want to be great. Not just getting here and be satisfied with being a first rounder, but going in and being an impact player from day one. I mean, you're going to be practicing against one of the best centers in the NFL, and Jason Kelce. Let him get you better. Go out there full speed. He's not going to say anything about you going full speed because Kelce's the one that's going to strap it up and hit you right in the mouth and keep going with it. That's the type of competition that Nick Sirianni wants in his locker room, he wants on the field. And this is exactly what this young guy needs to go out there and reach his potential as a player. He's had some times they're saying, all right, hold on, we don't know if he's going to be in shape or he's going to have his weight down. I'm guaranteeing you this. He's got some guys that can go out, he can pat himself out there, Fletcher Cox, Hargrave, and Graham, that will get him going. And inside, he wants to be just as great as those greats that wore those Eagles helmets before.
All right, let's get to your third stance. Your final one, we're going to see a Jordan Milotta touchdown this season. This was hinted at by Lane Johnson in a recent Twitter post about the heaviest players to ever score a touchdown. Lane said, I just missed the list, but Jordan Milotta will take the title soon with an eyeball emoji. Barrett, are they going to give Milotta the rock? Of course, he used to tote that thing when he played Australian football.
No question. You know, we're talking about a guy that can go out there. Look at this. Look at the speed this guy has. Look at come on, man, that aggressive nature. He just wants to finish people. Now, the football is a little different as far as, you know, him carrying it. But look at him, man.
And he has the same size there as he is now.
Well, he's even bigger now.
Right, exactly.
You know, so when you look at this, you have to understand, he's probably sitting at around 290 and still running like a 4.5, 4.6 40 or something like that. That kid was amazing there. Difference is he's got a helmet on, and he's even bigger than he was back then. So he's 6'8", 380 pounds. Imagine him going out there and carrying it or toting a rock or going out there and catching a pass at goal line tight end.
Yeah, forget about it. All right. People don't know this, but you had your own trip to the end zone a few times back in your prep football days, right? You want to tell, they used to have plays for you, right?
Oh, well, you know, I played tight end in high school, and I had 10 passes to me. It just so happened it was 10 touchdowns.
One season, or this is your whole high school career?
My 4-year high school career.
Oh, they had so tackle eligible? What was the play?
No. I was playing tight end.
Okay.
I was an athlete.
Straight up tight end.
I was an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So in saying that, I had 10 touchdowns, but every time I caught it, I was sitting there by myself because all we ran was the veer. We ran the option. So every time he handed off to the fullback, I was going down and hitting the linebacker. Going down, hitting the linebacker. Going down, hitting the linebacker. That's all I did. So when I go down, fake like I'm going to hit the linebacker and go up into the end zone and turn around, I'd be sitting there all by myself. You know, they used to be hitting the linebacker, and I used to decleat the linebacker. So they were tired of getting hit anyway. But I'd be sitting there all by myself. Here I am. Here. And all the quarterback had to do was he could actually just push it to me. I'd be wide open every single time.
Can you imagine Barrett running the whole route tree? Could you see him doing the whole?
We ain't going that far now.
All right.